Hustleburg. This podcast is all about small business in St. Petersburg, Florida, how the business owners got started, how they built their business, and how they serve our community. I'm Brett Bittner, and I'm the host of Hustleburg, and I started Beyond Your Side Hustle, a marketing firm where we help budding entrepreneurs go beyond their side hustles and ditch their 9-to-5s. As the founder of a small business here in St. Pete myself, I love meeting and talking with fellow small business owners. Lucky for you, I also like to record those conversations for you to listen to. If you find anything of value in this episode, I encourage you to subscribe to the podcast, because there are probably more nuggets in other episodes, both past and upcoming. It would also be great if you rate and review the episode to let us know what you got out of the conversation. If you have a question about marketing, building your brand, or operating your small business that you'd like to have answered on a Q&A episode, please visit beyondyoursidehustle.com/podcast question to submit it. As I'm sure you can imagine, meeting face-to-face for interviews with local business owners has been tough amid the safer-at-home orders and a phased reopening, as we best figure out how to get back to business as usual. As a result, this episode of Hustleburg will be a best of, as I guide you through a walk down memory lane featuring some of my favorite moments in the Hustleburg interviews thus far in this best of. It's no surprise that no two entrepreneurs are the same, and that their paths to owning a business would be the same either. In the next clip, you'll hear from Sheila Lake from her interview in episode 1, profiling Lake Law Firm PA, Kara Wright talking about her photography business, Kara Wright Photography from episode 3, Sit Mean Sit St. Petersburg Elena Elwart from episode number 15, and Eric Olson from PedalPub St in episode 17, sharing their stories about how they came to own and operate their respective businesses, ranging from a deep passion for the law to self-described dumb luck.
I've always had a passion for the underdog. I've always been a defender of the underdog. I can remember the first time I was in like second or third grade, and there was this teacher, and she was always mean to this one student. And one day I just had enough, and I stood up and was like, "You cannot talk to people like that. You need to stop this." And basically I got kicked out of the class.
Oh boy.
They changed teachers. They told me that I couldn't just tell people what to do, and I then learned that if I was a lawyer, I could be in a room, everybody had to be quiet and listen to what I had to say, and I could fight for the people that were being treated badly. And so that's always been my passion. It's what drives me. It's why I'm here.
I really love finding the perfect angle. So I kind of started off in real estate photography in that respect, but then it drifted, and now I'm into more like weddings and things like that. But yeah, finding the right angle, the right shade of color, the lighting, it's fun. It's like a game for me.
It's actually a very personal story for me. So I started out owning my first ever dog as a gift to myself coming back from deployment.
Okay.
I'm a veteran, and it was my, hey, you're doing great, you're making some good money, now you're going to have to occupy your time with something else. So I got Grace, and I tried 2 different training programs that didn't work. She's a very alpha dog.
Okay.
Which I did not understand at all.
Usually people have no idea what you're talking about when you say something like alpha.
Yes. So alpha dogs, just to give you an idea, they want what they want when they want it, and they will find every loophole possible to get their way. And when you have a tiny little dog that's about 6 pounds on half an acre of land trying to get them to go inside, it gets very frustrating.
Oh, yes.
So I found Sit Mean Sit, and they had actually been a successful business prior to joining Sit Mean Sit, which is a franchise. And when I was a client, my trainer was also a veteran. So he was able to kind of see some of the behaviors that Grace was doing that is not typical of dogs. And she ended up becoming my service dog. Totally unplanned. But because of that, I kind of dove into the whole realm of how dogs help people, how people's psyche as well as physical body can be benefited from just touching a dog. And then I saw the difference between myself in when I interact with my dog and when I interact with people.
It's kind of dumb luck,
Okay.
actually. It started back in February 2006. I got an email from a fellow home brewer, lived in Minneapolis and part of the Minnesota Home Brewers Association. He saw one in Belgium, actually, took a picture of it, and it was more of a joke email, you know, ha ha ha, would this be fun as a club vehicle for events, parades, things like that. Well, I saw it and I said, dang, that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Sure.
I zoomed in and I could barely make out the name Het Fietscafé, did a Google search for that and found this Dutch website, the kind of website where you press a button and it translates and it's kind of hacked, but you can kind of figure it out.
What they're saying, sure.
So I could figure out their email address, so I clicked on that, sent them an email, said, hey, would you guys like to give us directions on how to build one? The Home Brewers Club might want to put one together for events and parades. And they write back, no.
Running a small business on your own as a solopreneur isn't easy, as Robin Swanson of Red Hot Tiki explained in episode number 5. Sometimes you have to admit all that you don't know.
Challenges were, for us, was one, we didn't know anything.
Okay.
That's always a huge thing to overcome. We did a lot of trial and error with marketing, with how to get the customers in the door, just, you know, things you don't even think about. The point of sale system.
Yeah.
Our big thing was, because we have so many products, how do you manage the inventory and how do you know when to order, what to order?
Sure.
Because when it was 200 things, it's easy to just do it by sight. But
right.
once you get up to a certain number, it's like, oh, I didn't even know we were out of that.
Oh, boy.
You know, so how do you get over that? Well, it's apps upon apps upon apps.
Sure.
And if I showed you the web of apps that we have now, and we don't even have our website where we have products for sale yet.
When you're first starting out, getting the word out about your business and how you serve the community is often the biggest struggle. Hear a bit about that from Amanda Grosnich from episode number 9.
Getting your name out is
Okay.
a really big challenge, and
All right.
people understanding really what you do. People already have a challenge understanding what occupational therapists do.
Right. I didn't know until, I mean, I had an idea and I've met many, but I didn't know specifically how it was defined.
Yeah, so just getting that understanding first and then attaching a business to it
Right.
is a challenge in itself, because it's easy to get, I guess, looked over because the person doesn't know what we do.
Okay.
And they don't understand it. So especially, it's not common for people to go out in the community and treat and do therapy to get kids or even an adult that exposure to the world outside of just their home or school or, their daily routine.
It isn't only a struggle when you're starting from the ground up to make the community aware of what you do, as Peter Yeager shared in episode 7, talking about what it's like to do so in the franchisee environment with Tread Connection Tampa Bay.
We're doing most of the marketing ourselves.
Okay.
It's not like Subway, where you got a big media campaign.
Right.
All the marketing has been done through us. It's been done through Facebook. It's been done through Google. It's been done through some other digital marketing.
Okay.
Media that we've had out there. So it's entirely through us.
Okay. So we're looking at this then as essentially a bunch of small business owners working under the umbrella, but having a lot of autonomy then to figure out how they're going to market the business.
Correct, because not every city is going to be the same.
Right.
And the main Tread Connection business affords us the buying power.
Okay.
So we've got accounts with different tire wholesalers.
Okay.
And the prices that we can get through them are better because we're about 30 franchises into this throughout the country. So our buying power is becoming better and better, and our prices are becoming better and better because of that.
Successful entrepreneurs know they have to network, both online and in real life. PedalPub St. Pete's Eric Olson shares with us how he interacts with his fellow local business community to keep PedalPub in their mind's eye from episode number 17.
I mean, St. Pete is really the coolest damn town.
Absolutely.
And, I go to things like Entrepreneur Social Club, great people there. There's another one called Brewing Up Business where, you network and drink beer, which is totally
That's right up your alley, right.
And I keep abreast of what's going on in town. I talk to the local business owners here and, see, hey, who's moving in? there's a whiskey distillery that's going to be moving in down the street here. So I stopped there, American Freedom Distillery, and I think the gal's name was Melinda. Anyway, it doesn't matter what her name was, but that's good. That's huge. It's going to be huge. I met a gal that's working for the State Theater on it's like 7th and Central, but they cleaned it all up, and that's going to be a really nice event space. They're going to be opening up in April.
Remodeling?
They're going to be hopefully opening in April.
Okay,
that's the goal. It's gutted, and they're working on the insides now, but that's going to be popping open soon. And I just keep abreast of things by just being out and talking to other business owners and other people around town.
Elena Elwart offers her experience with community events and those centered around your industry in episode number 15, as she discussed her success with them as she started out with Sit Means Sit St. Petersburg.
But for new business owners, best way ever to make networks, get involved in the community, get your name out into the community. I did a lot of rescue events. I did home shows, races, all kinds of festivals, anything and everything that could get my name out there.
Word of mouth is a powerful ally for businesses new and existing. Scott Surridge from SPS Home Inspections shares his experience of creating a quality experience for those you work with and how it benefits your business in episode number 13. Now, what are you doing currently to ensure that you have a full calendar of inspections?
Mainly, I have a Facebook page that's SPS Home Inspections LLC, and my business is word of mouth and referrals. So I don't generally advertise because I'm just so busy. I mean, I'm doing 10, 15 a week on average. 2017, I did 449 inspections.
Wow.
And in 2019, I did 432.
Okay, so you're keeping pretty busy.
I'm very busy, yes, sir. If you are what you show you are. If you're good at your profession, the referrals come.
Yeah, you're adding value to somebody's transaction.
Correct. Yeah, when I'm being referred by a realtor, especially now, I'm an extension of that realtor.
Right.
So
your reputation is not the only one on the line, theirs is as well.
Correct.
Referrals from within your industry can also help you build your business when you share your expertise with others. Sheila Lake of Lake Law Firm PA shared in episode 1 how she utilizes social media to add value to the local legal community and the rewards that's meant for her firm.
I worked with a lot of attorneys. I worked with a lot of judges. I worked with the clerks. A lot of people knew me already. My success in law school caused a lot of students and visiting attorneys to know me as well. So I've been very lucky that my business has a lot of word of mouth referrals.
Okay.
A lot. I haven't actually paid for any advertising. I'm also a member of several closed Facebook groups.
Okay.
And the closed Facebook groups are pretty awesome because somebody will pop in there with a question. It may not even be in the area of law that I'm in, but it's something I want to know about.
Right.
So I will read everything so I learn.
So you're adding value to the folks that have a question, even though you may not necessarily represent them and you're not offering legal advice, but you're still adding value to the conversation that's taking place.
Right. Well, they're other attorneys as well. So, they're trying, when they post something about real estate, they don't understand it. They don't know it. I respond to it. So when they get a potential client that has an issue that's more complicated than they can handle, they send them to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yes, I've been very lucky with that. I have
a disciplined commitment to routines that help build your business keeps you motivated, and Trent Smith explained how he uses routines to continue prospecting for his real estate business in episode 11.
Yeah, I'm a big routine guy. I took Tom Ferry's The Perfect Day routine or something like that, which says, so I pretty much wake up at 6 a.m. to 6 to 7. I'm exercising. I do cardio or yoga in the morning. So from 6 to 7, I do that. And then from 7 on to like 9, I'm reading, I'm eating breakfast, I'm just getting ready, taking a shower. And then I got the time messed up, but from like 10 to 12, that's your prospecting time. So you want to be doing prospecting positive activities. And then after 12, you have lunch, and the whole goal is in the morning is you set up appointments in the afternoon. And if you don't have appointments, then you keep prospecting. Obviously, I'm not perfect at it every day, but I try to be, because discipline is one of the things that are going to keep you in business, because you have to be consistent and disciplined, or else you're just going to slip off and then somebody else is going to take your spot.
Kara Wright found different platforms on social yielded differing results after moving Kara Wright Photography from the DC area to St. Pete, explaining that even the locale matters when it comes to the same company using social media in 2 different locations.
Facebook, surprisingly, has been really big for me down here.
Okay.
Up north, it was more of Instagram. But social media, really. I did join a bunch of networking groups in the Tampa area, too, and St. Petersburg. So that's been helpful. So I'm always trying to learn, meet new people, and gain more knowledge, and see what's working for other people, too.
Okay.
And a lot of people have just had open hours with that, which is really nice when you're in the same industry.
Now, what have you found has worked for you in the differences between Instagram and Facebook as you've come down here?
Well, I guess in Instagram you probably get a lot more volume.
Okay.
And not as many clients out of it. Whereas Facebook, it's just been one after another.
Oh,
so
great.
Booking, absolutely. It's been it's amazing. And I just did not have that up there, even though I was sort of doing the same kind of advertising. Not really advertising, just kind of making sure I join the right groups. People are looking for photographers, and I'm like, hi,
It's me.
I'm ready, what do you need? Kind of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the difference. Just more clients come out of it.
Finding your niche is a key to success when you figure out who you serve and how you'll serve them, as Peter Yeager from Tread Connection Tampa Bay found. He shares in episode 7 who he's identified as a customer and how he can best serve them.
Our big thing is that we don't take up your weekend. Your weekends are for fun. They're not for tires.
Okay.
So during the week, we can come to you if you're at your office in Tampa, St. Petersburg, anywhere in the Pinellas, Hillsborough County area. And within the hour, we can be done installing your tires. You don't have to leave your office. You can still do your conference calls, your meetings, anything like that. And once we're done, you just come down, pay me, and we're on our way.
Sometimes that niche comes from creating a new way of doing things, as you see opportunities to get past the idea that that's the way we've always done it. Amanda Grossenich from Fuse Therapy started her business by serving her patients in a new and more effective way.
We spend most of our time in a clinic setting. So we have, an office space with a very controlled environment. And we expect, the kids come in and see us, we work with them, we help them meet some of their goals, but then they have to go and transition that into the community. When they go into the community, a lot of times they're bombarded with a lot of other experiences that they don't get when they're in the clinic setting, so they might have extra noise or siblings or other stresses that are present that they're not having to experience when they're with us in the therapy, clinical walls, per se. And so when they get out in the community, it's almost like sometimes they forget what they've learned. It's not that they can't do it or they don't have the skills to do it. It's just they're bombarded with other information, and so it's harder for them to carry out those skills. So the concept is to bring out those skills in other environments other than just that very structured setting.
If you don't find a new way of doing things, it can simply be a matter of being known for one thing in particular. Robin Swanson of Red Hot Tiki explains how something she's known for, the Scorpion Shot Challenge, works in episode 5.
The challenge itself is 3 of our favorite scorpion hot sauces, scorpion pepper hot sauces.
Now, what's a scorpion pepper?
A scorpion pepper's hotter than a ghost pepper, but not as hot as a Carolina Reaper. Carolina Reapers are the hottest pepper in the world right now.
Okay. This week. They'll find something soon.
Well, there's Pepper X lingering out around there, so we'll figure out whether that's really going to be hotter, and it hasn't been declared yet, so we'll see. So it's the mixture of the 3 hot sauces. It's half a shot in a shot glass.
Okay.
With a real edible scorpion.
Okay.
Pinchers.
Okay.
On the top of it. People have done it different ways. They've popped the scorpion in and followed it with the shot.
Okay.
Or they've just dunked him down in there, drowned him in the hot sauce and did it, or they've kind of just pushed the scorpion off to the side. But what we do now is $25. We give you everything.
Yeah.
You can take it to go. You can do it here.
boy.
We'll videotape it.
Scott Surridge from SPS Home Inspections shares his secret for sustaining his business in episode 13, his reputation for providing quality service time and again. This may seem like a no-brainer, but many small businesses struggle with their reputation.
What you want to do is to be able to check the background of the home inspector that you're choosing. Ask them questions. Are they licensed in that state? What is their experience in building homes? Were they a handyman? Were they an electrician? Were they an actual contractor? I myself do still have my building license for the state of Florida, but I don't use it. It's on a voluntary hiatus, I guess you'd say.
Okay.
But the buyers should always ask for references and do background checks and make sure that they understand who the person is that's going to be doing the inspection. They should expect their inspector to go through the entire home, be in the attic, walk the roof, take the air conditioning system apart and look at the coils, take the cover off of the electrical panel, make sure the wiring inside is proper, check outlets, windows, everything that's accessible they should be testing. Looking in cabinets, under everything, and if you have to move a couple of things in the home to be able to be complete, move a couple of things.
That looks to be about all the time we have for this best of episode, looking back at the interviews we've done so far in 2020. I hope you enjoyed hearing from these local business owners as much as I have, and if this is your first Hustleburg episode, you've got plenty of earlier interviews that I hope will offer something of value for you. I'd really appreciate it if you'd stick around and listen to an episode or two featuring the interviewee that spoke the most to you, and possibly subscribe. If we added something of value, let us know by rating and reviewing this episode on your favorite podcast player. This is something small that you can do to help us shine the spotlight on all the great businesses St. Pete has to offer. And if you're a small business owner here in St. Pete, and you'd like to be a guest on an episode of the Hustleburg podcast, let us know at beyondyoursidehustle.com/podcast guest. The music in this episode is Defining Your Dreams by my friend Rhymer Educator. You can listen to his latest single, The Last One, on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to great music. Soon he'll be releasing Quentin Quarantino, a mixtape of music created during the pandemic that you'll want to listen to. Thanks so much for listening, and if this is your first episode, we look forward to keep sharing with you how we do business in the Burg.